So this topic actually it is making a mixture of the mixture of technologies to implement to finalize. Actually, we're going to inspect web components, and also we're going to make an injection. The injection of what? First of all, actually, we need a source. Let's say destination, which would be in our case an image. We're going to use an image to play the role of a destination, the thing actually we're going to use to inject in. And we have a source which is a malware. In our case, it's a malware we are going to generate. A malware, we may generate a JavaScript based malware. We may generate any other sort of malware based on the target, what we want to do. Great. So this context of the steganography, it's a scenario in which we are going to share a malicious resource. The malicious resource is in the sense of the making a hidden malicious content. Mainly we talk about malware, virus, worm, trojan, something like that. Be hidden inside a source, inside actually. In this example, we're taking the image, but it's not restricted to, it's not limited to images. But because it's a famous context to share an image, to send an image, is a very famous practice or behavior. It's a commonly seen behavior. Sharing images through any social media platforms, through any storage media solution or whatever. So let's get started. I'll start from the end by generating a malware, and then after we will inspect the element we need to use. I'll again show you the inspection capability or potential, and then after we'll do the injection, and thus we finalize the steganography scenario. Okay, I'm gonna start by generating a malware. I'm gonna show you two solutions how to generate a malware. Actually, what we'll see actually as a way to generate actually a malware. Now I'm saying that I'm going to show you two ways. It's not restricted to, but because it's something very easy to understand, it's something actually commonly seen, and it's something that we can interpret or execute easily later on. Can we have other solutions? Absolutely. The list of the how many viruses and malware in general are available on the public platforms, and you cannot count even. So we are not limiting here, but just we are seeing a severe and simple one, no more no less. Okay, let's dig in. I'm going to start with the very common one, which is a malware generated using JavaScript. So I'm going to open a new notepad, text editor. Notepad, yeah, okay. I'm starting a notepad. Here I'm going to specify that I'm writing actually a comment first of all, but this is the title actually. Malware here actually it's a virus. I'm going to say it's a virus. It's a virus, the malware. Categories of malware, we saw that there are three. I'm going to generate a virus, and this one is JS virus. It's a JS virus, JavaScript virus. Great. Okay, let's do so. Actually, to specify that this is a JavaScript, usually we start with the script tag and we terminate this same tag. Simply, the JavaScript is a web-based technology. Web-based means it will interact with HTML, like scripts or like programming languages. In between here, I'm going to just pass my my code. Simply, I will not make it complex. Exec See what I'm going to write. Exactly in between simple parentheses, I'm going to specify quotations, and in here I may just pass any system command. I just think about any command. Actually, simply I'm going to write something, and you see what I'm going to change this context. I'm going to say star.js close quotation, semicolon, full stop, full stop. That's it. What does this mean? It means I'm going to execute every file name that has the extension .js. Exec. All what it comes in between quotation is something to be run, to be executed. And this thing is JS file, .js. What is the name of the file? Any name. Start here. Any name that has the extension .js. What does it mean? In the computer, if we have any JS resource, it would be run. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But remember, we said that the virus, when we defined it in theory, does not have any network capabilities. It does not have the chance to travel by itself within the network, the virus. The worm do. The worm does, sorry. The virus does not. The JS also, as per the definition, when we define the hardening of the operating system, and more specifically when we talked about the browser as a vulnerable access point to the operating system, the JavaScript represents an entry, a vulnerability, if it's not disabled, if it's not controlled, not disabled, if it's not controlled. So executing JavaScript content might have actually bad consequences later on. We don't care. It has the network capabilities or not, but we will run a JavaScript content, which is not allowed if it's not controlled. It has to be controlled. But this way, we will execute a JavaScript content without any control, trespassing the control. It's enough. So our malware has fulfilled its task if this block has been executed. If this small and simple block is being executed. So it's a sort of a malware. Why? Because the intention here is not positive, it's not ethical. It's non-ethical here. Let me save it. How to save it? Save as. I'm going to change the selection here. I'm going to give the name here JS virus.js. .js. It has to be with the extension JS. Otherwise, it will be impactless. .js. Let it be. I'm going to choose the UTF-8. That's good. Even ANSI it would be okay, whatever. But here in the computer security malicious, I'm going to say Steganography. Okay. Done. Saved. JS. I'm going to close. Check its generation, computer security, steganography. Yes, here it is. Even the icon, see the icon here. What is the file type? JavaScript file. Great. I generated the first virus. I'm going to generate a second one differently, and this is what we generated actually at that time when we practiced this steganography. Again, I'm going to open a notepad, but this one is in PHP. So actually, each single content to be specified to be PHP, we have to respect the syntax. The syntax means the body of the writing here. We have to specify the start and the end of every block in PHP. We discussed this. It's not. It will not have actually the same ease when we execute the JavaScript. Why? Because the PHP needs a server to run on in order to be executed. Otherwise, it will not have any impact. The JavaScript on any web client would be run. Yes, it would be successful. PHP, no. It needs to be on a specific web server. So you have to target your destination. whatever. Simply, I need to create a malware. Okay, I just pass a system command. Very easy. So what is the command? I do whatever I want. For example, I'm going to pass a ping of death. What does mean ping of death? I'm gonna specify that I'm gonna pass a command with a big uh, size, ping with a byte size, actually enormous byte size, and I may put it in a loop, or I may actually ask it to be executed in finite time, and leave it like that. Leave it like that. It's enough to pass the command with this much size, actually, because the ping, actually, it is a matter of a probe and a destination, and the probe, it needs a processor to reply after receiving fully the request. The request usually it's 128 bytes. The ping probe, and it's 128 bytes. Here I'm passing 65,500 bytes. It's almost 6,500 kilobytes. It's almost, let's say, 6 megabytes. Almost around in this range. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, semicolon, terminate my comment. So this is not normal. This request is not normal. Okay, this is a bad behavior. Thus, it can play the role with the intention of disturbing destination. So this plays the role of a malware. Okay, I'm going to save. Again, change the file type. And I'm going to say here PHP, let's say virus. Come on, virus. Extension.php. Okay, leave it like it is. Just save. Okay, close. Check. Yes, here it is. What is the type? PHP 5. So very fine. Very fine. I have two viruses. We can inject both. We can inject one, whatever. Actually, at least now you know how to generate or what is the structure. The content is just the title of the example only. Okay, let's pass to the second portion, which is after generating the malware. Let's talk about the inspection of components and how to try to trespass a weak level of security over the web using the inspector. I'm going to use the Google Chrome, and to follow my instructions in order to find the same results, use the Google Chrome later on. You can use other browsers, but there might be some differences in the interfaces. Okay, I'm going to open the bing.com, Microsoft's search engine, and I'm going to try to download this background image. See this image here? I'm going to try to download. Right-click in any empty place. Right-click. Nothing. There is no download here. There is no save of image. But I have an inspect. I have an inspect command here. I'm going to click it, choose it. Okay, you'll find something like this for yourself. Actually, this is the view of mobile here, actually, in this case. But if you find it like this, you'll not find it like this. You'll find it like this. But but whenever you just choose the inspection, you'll immediately get it this way. But you can swap to a smaller view like this in a view mobile or something like that. Whatever. I need it this way. It's not the matter to visualize in a mobile view or not, but the matter is to visualize the source code. I need not this part, the full image to be downloaded. The image actually is fulfilling the background of the full page, the entire page. So I have to click here on the top left corner. Why top left? Because it's written in English. If it's written in Arabic, top right corner. So here, English, top left. In any empty place, top left. Inspect. It brought me something highlighted. See here, when I pass over the mouse, it gets highlighted. No, it's not the one. I need the full page. Go a little bit up. It's not, still a little bit up. Here it is. This is the one. Actually, I click it. It gives me a highlight to the full page. See, when I pass over this block, it gives me a highlight to the full page. That's great. At the same time, when I highlight it, at the same time, I can see here background image, the word background image, and I see a URL. So it's a CSS style. Very easy. So double click, and I have this block of The path. See what I'm going to highlight. The path only to the image. The URL, only the URL. Cut. Okay, I close this block. It has been disappeared. Why? Because I cut. Now, here at the end of the Bing, at the end of the URL, at the end, paste. Guess what? What I cut. See what happens. What I cut. And enter. Confirm that. Enter. This is the image. Now, when I right click again, there is a save image as. There is a save image as. Here it is. I'm going to save it. Where? I'm going to save it in the same location with the other malware. So, documents, computer security, Steganography. Here it is. Yes. Leave it there. Here it is. Let me check it if it's. Yes. Here it is. Size is 337 kilobytes. Double click it. Let me visualize it. Yes. It is very fine. It is working very fine. Here it is. It is in the image viewer. So very fine. I have the image already in my computer. Okay. Let me open this image using the notepad. I have actually to visualize the image. Right click, open or open with. Let me search the open with. Here's the open with. The normal is to open it with an image viewer. Here, so let's say the photos here. Yes, this is the normal behavior. Work with the images. But I'm going to open it with Notepad. Image. I'm going to open it with Notepad. Yes. What I get here, I get the metadata of the image. The metadata of the image. Let me minimize the font. Okay. What is this metadata? Can you understand you as a human being? Absolutely not have the chance to understand anything. You may read, yes, but you understand? No. Completely, you not. You not understand anything here. This is something for the computer only, not for us as humans. This metadata here, it specifies all the properties to make the computer understand what this image is. The size, the resolution, the colors, the depth, and so on. The depth, and so on. Great, great. Here is this image. I'm going to use this image to hide those two, both of them, those two malware inside of this image. Because later on, I'm going to use this image as a malicious source to spread my malware, my both malware. But since those two malware, they are using two different extensions, the JavaScript and the PHP. When I inject them into the image, how to execute, how to extract them later on? I need to have one unique extension in order not to make my attack fail later on. So I'm going to inject the PHP in the first copy, and I'm going to inject the JS in another copy for the purpose of extracting and successfully attacking my victims later. We can inject both of them in just one image. But here, later on, if they are JS and PHP all together, later on, if there is any, let's say, bad written commands in JavaScript file, the full JavaScript file will not run. And the vice versa, if there is any bad commands, bad written commands in a PHP file, the full PHP file will not run. So thus, we try to avoid such behaviors in the result, in the final. We inject the PHP in a separate file, in a separate injected image, and the JS in a separate image. To do so, press the shifting keyboard, right click on the image, press the shifting keyboard, right click on the image, either copy as path or open the command prompt here. Copy as path, here it is. Copy as path, here it is. I'm going to just copy it, copy as path. Immediately I'm going to open the command prompt. I'm in the normal computer. I'm not in the virtual machine. So here, cd space, right click, paste. Paste what? What we copied, the path we copied. I'm going to delete the name of the file, the name of the image, and press enter. Nothing happened. Why? Because I'm in the H drive while the image is in the C drive. When I pressed enter, nothing happened. But if I write now C, colon, enter, the full path has appeared. Great. Now if I press dir, the list, the virus here it is, the virus here it is, and the image here it is. Great. I'm going to inject the first virus, for example. Let's inject this JS inside of this image and generate the first malicious content. Let's do so. Simply, it's just a blind copy with a B, actually with a B as a switch. Sorry, come on. Yes, with the B as a switch. And to copy what? Starting with the source. Sorry, the source, yes. No, the destination, sorry, means the image. What we are going to copy in. Because we are going to copy in. Here is the tf.jfif. Here, th dot the same. I have to respect the same name, which is this one. In which, inside of which we are going to inject, for example, the JS virus.js. So plus the same name of the virus in JS. Plus JS virus.js. .js. Great. There is no space so far. Now I'm going to put a space in order to write the name of the resulting malicious destination. I'm going to say, for example, img virus or img js virus. Dot what is the extension, because at the end you get an image. Dot, it has to have the extension of the original file. So the same as the original file. The original file has the extension jfif. So dot jfif. Okay. How many files I have here? 3. 2 malware and an image. Now I'm going to press enter. It told me one file copied, and the image JS virus jfif has been appeared. It's the same name. The same name, image JS virus.jfif has been appeared. Can I open it? Double click. Yes, the same image. It is the same image. There is nothing to worry about. The same image. Great. Let me open this jfif, this new one, this img actually JS virus jfif in Notepad now. Open with Notepad. The same metadata, but remember, we have actually script and the virus. I'm going to search for script. Cannot find script, he said. Cannot find script. Down. Let me search up. Nothing. Let me go till the end of the file. Scroll down to the end. It says not there. Exec. It has to be somewhere. It has to be somewhere. For sure, this is for sure. In which case, we have to bound down. Because of the long content, I'm gonna no. I have to find it inside, but even though I'll stop here and I come back later on, just I'm gonna inject the PHP because there are some issues we might actually we need to solve later on. But even though this is the technique, let's do the same thing for the PHP and we'll see also. So I'm gonna inject the PHP inside the same image, but to generate a new malicious destination or source. So the same thing I'm gonna inject means this PHP file inside of this image to generate a new, not the same. So what I'm going to do, so the same command, but here, not the JS virus, is the PHP virus, PHP virus dot PHP, one dot PHP to generate image PHP virus. Okay. The same structure. Again, how many files we have? 4 now. Just let's press enter. It says one file copied, PHP virus.php, and it has generated for us the image PHP virus. Image PHP virus.js. Same size. Double click it. Image. It works very fine. It works very fine. Very fine. Still, there is no problem at all. Can zoom. Yes. Without any issue. It is an image at the end of the day. Great. I'm going to close. Let me just open the notepad. The same scenario. The content of the PHP file is a system command system. Here it is. The full content, here it is. The full content. Yes, it has been injected. So the same way, actually, it would happen for this JS, but for a reason or another, whatever, I'm going to try to execute it again. Overwrite it. Yes, I'm going to say yes. One file copied. No, this one. One file copied. Yes, here it is. So the same JS. Open it. It's an image. Let me just try to open it with Notepad. File open with. And search for the script. He said not found. Up. Not found. Okay, regardless. The JS actually it has a sort of restriction for now. I'll stop here. Okay, so this way we are having 2 malicious images. If I open, it's an image, this one, and if I open this one, also it's an image. So both of them, they are looking like an image. So they are simply images that we can share. No more, no less. Steganography has been fulfilled. Successfully we generated. It remains only to share those malicious images. If I send them to you in WhatsApp or in Facebook or in Twitter or any you will be thinking that you are receiving an image, but this is a malicious image. And if it's shared on a social media, so the social media will not tell you that there is a PHP script inside or just a JS script inside, because the attacker will recognize his image and he will use his path, its path on the web, on the whatever the destination is, to execute it. How? It's another scenario. I'm gonna send you this recording, so unless you have any questions, That's all what it concerns the injection and the steganography.